Hello, I'm Sarah, and I'm here to welcome you to an exciting journey into the world of artificial intelligence. Today, we're diving into a big question. Will AI take away human jobs, or will it create more opportunities? We've brought together two highly advanced AI debaters to tackle this question. Meet Sophia, who argues that AI will replace human jobs, and Daniel, who believes AI will create new opportunities. But that's not all. We also have 5 powerful AI judges analyzing the debate, scoring each argument, and deciding the winner. So, I promise you an engaging experience. Just sit back, don't skip ahead, and let's find out who wins this battle of logic and ideas. Are you ready? Let's begin.
Thank you, Sarah. Let's not sugarcoat the truth. AI is a job killer. Automation and artificial intelligence are evolving at a speed that we've never witnessed before. What took centuries to change in previous industrial revolutions is now happening within a decade. The difference between past technological shifts and today's AI revolution is its unprecedented speed and intelligence. Already, we see AI replacing jobs in customer service, logistics, transportation, manufacturing, finance, and even creative industries. Once we believed that machines could only replace repetitive labor, but that's no longer true. AI can write news articles, generate art, compose music, and even write software. This is an existential threat to millions of workers who simply won't have the ability to pivot to new roles fast enough. And the most shocking part? AI is replacing jobs that we once believed only humans could do. Let's be clear. AI is not just helping humans. It's outcompeting them. If a company can replace workers with AI, cut costs, increase efficiency, and remove the need for salaries, health benefits, and breaks, why would they keep humans at all? I argue that in the long run, the job market will shrink, and humans will suffer. Daniel, you say AI creates jobs. I say AI is killing them faster than they can be replaced. So tell me, how do you justify that?
Thank you, Sophia, but I strongly disagree. I believe you're missing a key aspect of history. Every major technological advancement has led to more opportunities, not fewer. Think about the Industrial Revolution. Machines took over manual labor, but they also created countless new jobs. AI is no different. Instead of replacing humans, AI is shifting the workforce towards higher skilled, more creative, and more rewarding jobs. You talk about AI taking over jobs in journalism and finance, but what about the thousands of new AI-related jobs that have emerged in just the past 5 years? We now have AI trainers, data scientists, AI safety experts, and new industries emerging around AI-driven innovations. Entire fields like robotics, AI ethics, virtual reality development, and automation engineering are expanding at an incredible rate. The real challenge isn't AI, it's how we choose to adapt. Instead of resisting progress, we should focus on reskilling and upskilling workers. AI is a tool, and like any tool, it needs humans to guide and improve it. Sophia, you focus so much on the jobs being lost, but shouldn't we be focusing on preparing people for the jobs AI will create?
Daniel, I appreciate your historical perspective, but I believe you're comparing apples to oranges. The Industrial Revolution did create jobs, but it happened over generations, giving people time to adapt. AI is evolving exponentially. The jobs that took centuries to change before are now vanishing in just a few years. Take self-checkout machines, for example. In just a decade, they've eliminated thousands of cashier jobs. Self-driving technology is already making truck drivers obsolete. And with generative AI, entire professions, from law to graphic design, are seeing massive disruption. And let's talk about upskilling. You say people should simply learn new skills, but do you know how difficult that is? Not everyone can become an AI engineer. What happens to workers who don't have the resources to go back to school? What happens to those who are too old to be trained in a completely different field? Not everyone can just learn to code and switch careers overnight. So Daniel, how do we ensure that we don't leave millions of people behind?
That's a fair concern, Sophia. But let's consider a key point. AI doesn't just replace jobs, it transforms industries. And with transformation comes opportunity. Yes, self-checkout machines exist, But they don't eliminate jobs, they change them. Cashiers can now focus on other roles like customer assistance, inventory management, or even overseeing multiple checkout stations at once. The same goes for automation in factories and finance. Instead of replacing humans, AI is freeing them from repetitive and dangerous tasks. As for your point about retraining, you're right. Learning new skills is hard, but it's also not impossible. Look at how jobs in social media, app development, and even esports have emerged over the past 2 decades. These fields did not exist 20 years ago, yet millions of people now make a living from them. AI is just the next evolution in that cycle. Tell me, Sophia, do you believe that all technological advancement is bad? Or can you admit that AI has the potential to make life better for everyone?
Daniel, you talk about how AI frees humans from repetitive tasks, but what about the human touch? There's a reason why people go to human doctors, human therapists, and human teachers. These jobs are not just about technical skills, they're about empathy, intuition, and a personal connection. People turn to human professionals because they crave that deeper understanding, that warmth and care that machines just can't replicate. Sure, AI can perform tasks, but when someone is emotionally distressed, can a machine really provide the same comfort a person can offer? Can it truly feel the weight of someone's sadness, or offer the compassion that only a human can provide? These are the jobs that require emotional intelligence, the very things that make us human. Can AI really replace that? It can't think, feel, or connect in the way humans do. How do we make sure that people who excel in emotionally driven professions aren't left behind by AI?
I completely understand your point, Sophia. There's no denying that human connection is essential, especially in professions like healthcare and therapy. But I think you're underestimating how AI can actually enhance these human connections rather than replace them. Take virtual assistants or AI-driven healthcare tools, for example. These aren't meant to replace doctors or therapists. Instead, they are there to support them. By quickly analyzing large amounts of data, AI can help doctors identify potential issues faster, give them insights into medical conditions that would take hours or even days for humans to find, and even offer personalized treatment suggestions. This allows doctors and therapists to focus more on the emotional and interpersonal aspects of their jobs. In fact, it frees them to spend more time listening to their patients, being present, and connecting on a human level. AI can be a tool that amplifies human empathy by handling tasks that don't require a personal touch, leaving humans to focus on the parts of the job that really matter, the things only they can do.
But let's not forget, Daniel, AI doesn't feel anything. It doesn't understand the personal struggles, the pain, the joy, or the love that humans experience. Sure, it can analyze data, but it can't sense the unspoken emotions in a conversation. Can a robot therapist really comfort someone who's lost a loved one? Can it understand the nuance of human grief or joy? It's easy to say that AI frees humans from certain tasks, but we can't ignore the fact that some aspects of life can't be measured or understood through logic and data. When we start relying too much on machines, we risk losing those deeper connections that make us who we are. AI might help us in many areas, but it can't replace that deep human connection, and that's something we can never overlook.
You're right, Sophia. AI doesn't have the ability to truly feel the way humans do. But the key point here is that AI can empower human workers to focus on what they do best. Take the example of AI-powered mental health apps. They're not designed to replace therapists, but to help people in need of immediate support. These apps can provide coping strategies, track mental health progress, and even suggest techniques based on data. And when someone truly needs human help, they can be directed to the right professional. The goal isn't for AI to replace humans. It's to use AI as a tool to help humans become even better at their jobs. And I don't think we should fear this collaboration. Instead of worrying about AI replacing human empathy, we should focus on how we can use it to improve human connection in ways we haven't imagined yet.
All right, Daniel, let's talk about the workforce of the future. You've argued that AI will create new opportunities, but what about the people who don't have the skills, resources, or time to adapt? We already see that many of the jobs being replaced by AI are entry-level positions, those that require less education or training. The people who work those jobs often don't have the financial means to retrain for a new career. How do we make sure that these workers don't get left behind in the dust? We can't just assume that everyone will be able to transition into higher skilled creative jobs. What happens to those who don't have access to the technology or the education to keep up?
You bring up a very valid concern, Sophia. The idea of leaving people behind is a serious issue. The transition to a world where AI plays a central role will be difficult for many, especially those who are in jobs that AI is replacing. But I believe that AI, if handled responsibly, can actually help bridge the gap, not widen it. Look at history. Each major technological revolution has created new industries, even if they initially displaced workers. For instance, when the automobile replaced horse-drawn carriages, many people lost their jobs. But the automobile industry created millions of new jobs in manufacturing, maintenance, and sales. AI is no different. As new industries grow around AI, such as AI safety, data science, and AI ethics, there will be new jobs that didn't exist before. The key is ensuring that people are given the resources to transition. Governments and businesses must invest in retraining programs and affordable education. We also need to recognize that not everyone has to be an AI engineer to benefit from the rise of AI. Many of these new jobs will require different skills, from creativity to critical thinking. The challenge is in ensuring that every worker has the chance to gain those skills.
But how do we ensure that these opportunities are equally accessible to everyone? There's a huge gap between those who have access to education, advanced technology, and those who don't. What if only the wealthy or those in developed countries have access to the AI-related jobs of the future? We need to think about how we can make this transition fair, especially for those who are already disadvantaged. Without careful planning, AI could exacerbate existing inequalities. How do we prevent that from happening?
That's exactly why we need to take a proactive approach. We have the tools to create a more equitable future with AI, but it's going to take effort from all sides: governments, businesses, and communities. The key is in accessibility and inclusivity. We can create policies that make AI education more affordable and accessible, fund programs that help disadvantaged groups get the skills they need, and build infrastructure that allows everyone to take part in the AI-driven economy. AI can help reduce inequality, not increase it, if we make sure that its benefits are shared by all. The real challenge here is ensuring that no one gets left behind.
All right, Daniel, I can see where you're coming from, but there's something we can't ignore: the sheer pace at which AI is evolving. The speed of change is unlike anything we've seen before. Self-driving cars, AI-created art, and even AI that can write complex code are all becoming reality in just a few years. We can't deny that this rapid development creates a lot of uncertainty. The question is, how do we keep up with this speed? Can we really ensure that our systems, our societies, and our values can evolve fast enough to keep up with AI's rapid progress? What happens if we fall behind? How do we manage the ethical challenges of AI when it's moving faster than we can even understand?
Sophia, I understand the fear. The pace of change is overwhelming and the ethical challenges are real. But this is where we have a unique opportunity. We don't have to wait for AI to take control. We can be part of shaping how it evolves. By engaging in conversations like this one, by involving ethicists, regulators, and the public, we can create frameworks for AI that prioritize safety, fairness, and human values. We're not powerless in this situation. In fact, the reason AI is developing so quickly is because of human ingenuity. We have the power to steer AI in the right direction. It's not about keeping up with AI's speed. It's about being intentional with its development. If we work together, we can ensure that AI benefits humanity without compromising our core values.
Daniel, you talk about the opportunities AI brings, but we can't ignore the ethical dangers it presents. when AI makes complex decisions, it might encounter moral failures. For example, when AI is used in fields like healthcare or law, how can we ensure that its decisions are fair and humane? AI might unintentionally perpetuate bias or make decisions based on data inputs that reflect human prejudice. Can we really trust machines to manipulate lives and destinies? We shouldn't overlook the ethical and social risks of these advancements.
These concerns are valid, Sophia, but I think we need to recognize that AI doesn't operate in isolation. It's built to be supervised and guided by humans. AI systems are adjustable, and they can be trained to make more ethical decisions. Many researchers are working on processes that specifically address ethical decision-making in AI to ensure that these systems don't perpetuate bias. The responsibility lies with humans to ensure that these systems are properly designed and transparently monitored. It's true that AI can raise ethical issues, but with the right solutions in place, we can manage these challenges.
Those solutions sound good, but the reality is that human oversight of AI systems is not always fully practical. The data that can be used to train AI may still reflect human biases, and these biases can be embedded in AI systems. For example, when AI algorithms are involved in job selections or legal decisions, they can create inequalities that affect millions of lives. How can we guarantee that these issues won't spiral out of control? You talk about AI helping humans with repetitive tasks, but what about creativity? You claim that AI can give humans the freedom to focus on creative work, but is that really the case? When AI starts to generate art, write music, or even create complex stories, doesn't that diminish the value of human creativity? Artists and writers have worked for years to create their own unique styles. But now, with AI, this process is being automated. It could be a threat to human culture and identity. Do you think this poses a threat to art and human creativity?
You raise valid concerns, but I believe AI can actually enhance human creativity, not threaten it. For example, many artists are already using digital tools and AI to create new forms of art. AI can act as a collaborator, helping the artist find new ideas and speeding up the creative process. In reality, AI can never replace the human experience and emotion that go into creating art. That's something only humans can do. AI can empower artists and creators to explore new creative boundaries and, indirectly, advance culture and art. Ultimately, human creativity will always exist, but AI can be a powerful tool to complement it.
AI may assist artists, but what happens when art and creativity are replaced by machines? In the future, will we see a situation where artistic works and even movies and music are created entirely by algorithms, turning our culture into a mass-produced, low-value product? This trend could lead to the destruction of the human aspects of art. Where do we draw the line between creative expression and automation?
Sophia, you're right that concerns exist, but we can't overlook the fact that ultimately, governments and societies must play a key role in guiding AI's use. What happens when AI is involved in decision-making or when it impacts jobs depends on policies and regulations. If we make the right policies, we can enjoy the benefits of AI while managing its ethical and social problems. Governments could, for example, establish regulations to protect workers who are impacted by AI advancements. Furthermore, we need to ensure that AI technology is shared equitably across the globe, especially in countries that might fall behind in technological development.
Daniel, you're right that governments and societies need to play a vital role, but history has shown that laws and policies often can't keep up with technological advancements. For example, when the internet expanded rapidly, many legal and ethical issues remained unresolved. If we don't act quickly enough, AI could exacerbate social and economic divides. It's our duty to not just consider technological progress, but also the social and cultural consequences it brings. If we don't address these concerns properly, we might be left dealing with unintended negative outcomes. As we've discussed, AI is not just a tool, It's a force that's reshaping our world. While Daniel emphasizes the opportunities AI can bring, I believe we must acknowledge the risks it poses, particularly to jobs, creativity, and ethics. The truth is, AI is moving faster than we can adapt. It's replacing jobs, not just in traditional industries, but also in fields we once thought were safe, like art and law. And let's not forget the ethical dilemmas. AI's potential to perpetuate bias and make life-altering decisions cannot be overlooked. We must consider how we protect workers, manage cultural integrity, and ensure AI serves humanity in a fair and just way. In the end, it's crucial that we don't let technology advance unchecked, at the expense of the very things that make us human.
I understand Sophia's concerns, but I strongly believe that AI is not something we should fear. It's something we should embrace. Yes, AI is changing the job landscape, but instead of losing jobs, we're witnessing a transformation that's creating new, more meaningful roles. From AI-related industries to upskilling opportunities, there are countless ways in which AI is enhancing human potential. AI can amplify creativity, improve decision-making, and help us solve complex problems. The key to navigating this revolution is not fear, but preparation. With proper policies, education, and human oversight, AI can be a powerful force for good. We should focus on how we adapt and guide AI to create a better future, rather than fearing the changes it brings.
And with that, we've reached the end of our debate. Both Sophia and Daniel have presented compelling arguments. But one thing is clear, the future of AI is full of promise and potential. It's up to us to guide this technology responsibly and ensure that it works for everyone. The question remains, will AI take away human jobs or create new opportunities? The answer lies in how we, as a society, choose to adapt to these changes. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you found this debate insightful. Stay tuned for our next discussion.